This is the new IdeaPad Pro 5 from Lenovo, and inside this thin and light laptop is our first look at Intel's new Core Ultra 200H series of mobile processors. And we're going to tell you a few things you need to know about this laptop and Intel's new mobile architecture right here, right now on Robeytech. You know what time it is? It's time for a brand new cycle for mobile processors, which means we have new laptops to check out. And thanks to Intel and their sponsorship of this video, we get to share our first look at the Core Ultra 200H series of mobile CPUs with the newest addition to the Lenovo family, the IdeaPad Pro 5. And we should start by talking more specifically about what's powering this laptop. Now, if you were around for Intel's CES briefing, they mentioned 3 upcoming mobile processor families, including the Intel Core Ultra 200H series. This series is focused on powering thin and light laptops like this one, bridging the gap between their ultralight U series and the more power-focused HX series CPUs. The Core Ultra 200H falls right in between with a base power of 28 to 45 watts. Basically, this mobile CPU aims to strike the balance between performance for tasks like gaming, creative applications, and AI without sacrificing efficiency or battery life. The IdeaPad Pro 5 is equipped with the new Intel Core Ultra 9 285H processor, the 16-core flagship CPU for the 200H series. As for speeds, the 285H has a max CPU boost speed up to 5.4 GHz on the updated P cores and 2.9 GHz on the updated E cores. All that at a base power draw of 45 watts. These are paired with the Intel Arc 140T integrated GPU with Intel Arc Alchemist Xe graphics cores, which is a mouthful to say. Now, in case you're worried about graphics performance in gaming, remember, these are similar cores to those driving gaming handhelds like the MSI Claw, but these cores have learned some new tricks. Intel updated the Arc 140T with the new XMX engine to assist in AI workloads, doubled the ray tracing capabilities, doubled the L2 cache, and thanks to pairing with the 285H's CPU cores, it has more headroom for performance. In other words, this isn't the Intel integrated graphics of ye olden days. But the big question is this: what does all of this mean for the Lenovo IdeaPad Pro 5 sitting right in front of us, and what's it actually like to use? Let's start with specs and pricing. The model we have in front of us has a retail price of $1499.99. And since we already know about the CPU and GPU, let's talk about this screen. The IdeaPad Pro 5 has a gorgeous 16-inch OLED display, and can I just say that if you haven't made the jump to OLED, it's absolutely magical. This device has a 2.8K or 2880 by 1800 resolution with a 128 Hz refresh rate, which is a pretty good pairing considering the hardware that's driving it. As for brightness and color reproduction, the IdeaPad has a peak brightness of 1000 nit, contrast ratio of 1,000,000:1, and it covers 100% of the DCI P3 color gamut. The IdeaPad Pro 5 has plenty of connectivity to it, including plenty of ports, Wi-Fi 7, and hey, it even has a headphone jack. The IdeaPad Pro 5 has a 6-row backlit keyboard that includes a full row of function keys, a number pad, and Copilot key. So, plenty of keys for all of you keyboard warriors. The multi-gesture glass touchpad is also plenty big enough for this laptop. And if you've used the Lenovo laptop before, these are both going to feel very familiar. As far as battery life goes, the IdeaPad Pro 5 has an 84 watt-hour battery, which is plenty sizable considering that 100 watt-hours is the max for air travel. This battery also supports Rapid Charge Express, which gives users around 3 hours of runtime on a 15-minute charge. Now, that sounds great on paper, but what does that actually get you as far as in-use battery life? Well, in our office productivity battery benchmark test, the IdeaPad Pro 5 got an average of over 10 hours on battery life while on the office grind. Not too shabby for anyone looking for a work laptop that has just enough juice to go all day and then some. Speaking of juice, the RAM is absolutely juiced in this thing. We're talking speeds of up to 8,533 megatransfers per second. Now, the trade-off for this kind of speed is that the RAM is soldered onto the motherboard, so you won't be able to replace or upgrade it. But Lenovo has options for 16, 24, or 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5X. The model we have here has 32 gigabytes, which is great since the CPU shares memory with the GPU. And that's actually a pretty important note here if you didn't know. Typically, when you have a CPU with an integrated GPU, they share RAM. So you always want to make sure that there's enough to go around. Got to keep everyone fed, right? As for storage, the IdeaPad Pro 5 has the option of either a 512GB or 1TB PCIe Gen 4 drive. Our model is equipped with a 1TB drive, but if that isn't enough space for you, there is a second PCIe Gen 4 M.2 slot inside. Okay, that's a lot of talk about specs and features, but how well do the IdeaPad Pro 5 and the Intel Core Ultra 9 285H actually perform together? Well, for starters, we did run some benchmarks running Procyon Office Productivity benchmarks, and the 285H was a rock star. We saw on average productivity scores of 7,234, but that doesn't tell you a whole lot about what this actually looks like to use. With the time that we had with it, we took the IdeaPad out and about to do some of our prep work for videos like this one. From a productivity standpoint, that meant hopping back and forth between Word, Excel, Edge, Teams, and Outlook to check data and charts, reference review guides, double-check retail prices and comparisons, and to communicate and collaborate as a team. And with the limited time we had with it, it felt incredibly responsive, and we didn't experience any moments where we were waiting for the IdeaPad to catch up with the ideas that we were trying to write down. But since we're still us, we also had to see how the new Core Ultra 9 285H handled gaming. We actually started looking at game performance in the balanced power mode, since remember, the Intel Core Ultra 9 285H is supposed to be a balanced processor. In this mode, we saw frame rate averages in the mid to upper 40s in Forza Horizon 5 and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, with Cyberpunk and Marvel Rivals averaging closer to 30 frames per second with the help of XeSS. But when we cranked up the IdeaPad Pro's system power setting to the best performance mode, we saw frame rates of a couple of games hit the low 50s, and we even saw Cyberpunk jump up to an average of 42 frames per second. What was really interesting was that in Forza Horizon 5, we got an average of around 55 frames per second at low settings, which actually looked amazing on the OLED. But that was also with ray tracing turned on to medium. Where we did see some more action, however, was when we hopped into games like Dead Cells and Hollow Knight. Both looked and played wildly good on the IdeaPad. We're talking an average of 157 in Hollow Knight and over 546 frames per second in Dead Cell. As a reminder, these games both took advantage of the 120Hz refresh rate on this OLED, which we always love to see in a laptop. We also tried out Sea of Stars, which is a staple for some of the Robeytech team when we were traveling, especially this guy. And when we combined all of those experiences together with the IdeaPad's Dolby Atmos certified sound system, we had a great experience gaming and catching up on some of our favorite shows too. And if you travel a lot like we do, having a laptop that sounds good and can run indie games, use game streaming services, and play movies all while on a gorgeous display without absolutely tanking the battery, it is a necessity. You know what else are necessities when we travel? Keeping our devices cool and quiet, which you really want to see in a thin and light laptop. Fortunately, these are two things the IdeaPad Pro 5 did really well. At idle, the IdeaPad rested at an average of 47 degrees Celsius, but while under load, it only averaged around 77 degrees Celsius. Now, the big question is, how loud is it? Okay, so this is no exaggeration here. When we tried to get audio levels at idle, it was so quiet that our decibel meter didn't pick up anything. When we did finally get a reading, it was only about 39.3 decibels, which is ridiculously quiet. And it wasn't much louder under load. We clocked it in at around 46.9 decibels, and that's while under full CPU load. Not bad at all, just like the overall user experience. At first look, what we have with the Lenovo IdeaPad Pro 5 is a proof of concept picture of what Intel's new Core Ultra 200H series can do. But from everything we saw, it was power efficient and stayed cool, all while powering productivity and pushing mobile gaming potential forward. We're going to wrap this overview up here, but we're glad we were able to take this first look at the Intel Core Ultra 9 285H together inside of the Lenovo IdeaPad Pro 5. Again, we want to say thank you to Intel for sponsoring this overview, but we want to know what you think. Are you excited to see new processors for thin and light laptops, or are you holding out to see what the 200HX CPUs can do? And what do you think about having a high-resolution OLED on a laptop like this? Let us know in the comments below, and if you want to learn more about this laptop, go ahead and click the link. And while you're down there, go ahead and slap that subscribe button, whip that like button, and ring that notification bell so that you get a notification each and every time we post a video like this at Robeytech. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.